Hey everybody. Okay, so I want to take a couple minutes to look at some absolute location information. Now, I know you guys watched a bunch of videos yesterday and did some practice on Wednesday, but this idea of longitude and latitude is a really complicated idea for a lot of people to understand. So I want to make sure I explain it as best I can. Okay, so remember, we're going to be using longitude and latitude for absolute location right here. Okay, so when we are doing absolute location, we're going to use coordinates of longitude and latitude. All right, so what that means is that we are going to use the exact location on the earth. Okay, so this is absolute location here. I cannot draw, everyone, deal with my drawings. Okay, so we're going to be doing absolute location, and because of that, we're going to need to figure out how to do latitude and longitude. So first thing I want to do is, because these are different lines on the map, but they can have similar numbers and they can be very confusing because they both start with the letter L. So I want to give you a way to understand and remember this. So this is my little clue right here at the bottom. So to start with this, we're going to start with this idea of latitude. We're going to call it lat. Lat is flat. So this is a rhyme that I use to help myself remember that latitude lines go flat across the map. Okay, so the lat is flat when you're looking at a map, and that's the way that we're going to remember it. Okay, so the other lines are called longitude, and they are long, so they're going up and down long ways. So that's how I help myself remember that one as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually take a few notes. I'm going to draw some stuff, and I apologize in advance because my drawing might be terrible, but you guys will just have to deal. So what you can do while you're watching this is it might help you to take some notes, because if you write it down, sometimes we do better remembering things. So let me see if I can go to my next slide, and I'm going to start by drawing here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to draw the earth. Okay, so let's see if I can draw a circle. All right, not too terrible. I mean, it's not the best earth in the world, but it's okay. So when you're looking at longitude and latitude lines, what you need to understand is that we're going to start with latitude always, because when you have a set of coordinates, two numbers that you need to find on a map, you're always going to do latitude first. So latitude, remember, lat is flat, right? So lat is flat. And what that means is that is this line across. So the latitude line right here is the equator. Okay, so the equator is right here across the middle of the map. Now, it splits the earth in half, and it splits it into a northern hemisphere and a southern hemisphere. Okay, so this line right here is going to be right in the middle, and it's actually going to have a number associated with it. The number is 0. Okay, so it's going to be 0 degrees because it's right in the middle of the earth, and it divides everything up. So this is light of latitude, the equator. Now, the top means that you're in the northern hemisphere. The bottom means that you're in the southern hemisphere. And the reason that the 0 is important is because the numbers, the lines of latitude start here and they go up, and then they start here and they go down. Now, this is super important because it's the same numbers going up as they are going down. The only way you're going to know whether to go up here or down here is based on the N or the S after the number. So let me show you what that means. So here, it's going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and it goes all the way up to 90, okay? So then the lines that you're going to follow look like this, okay? So they're going to go across. Again, remember, my drawing is not fabulous because I'm not real great at this little drawing tablet. All right, so the lines are going like this. So if it's up here, it's going to say 10 degrees north. You know that means it's above the equator, okay? So north means it's in the top. Now, the lines on this side, on the bottom, are also got the same numbers. So we got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. It goes all the way to 90 if I was really good at drawing, okay? The lines go like this, okay? So it's going across, going across. And so the only way you're going to know that this is below the equator is this S. So if I told you that something was at 40 degrees north, then that is here, up here in this half, okay? If I told you that something was at 20 degrees south, that's going to be here in the southern hemisphere, the bottom part underneath the equator, south. North means it's above the equator, the top part. All right? Is everybody understanding this basic idea? Okay? The equator splits into the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. That means half of the world, half of the earth. Okay, so now that we've got all of our latitude lines, remember that's latitude, I'm going to erase it all off and we're going to do longitude. It's the same general idea. The numbers are a little bit different. So we're going to do longitude now. So holy moly, this is hard to erase. Okay, so let's see, almost there. Ooh, good job. Erase, 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 erase. All right, so now we're going to draw the same thing, but we're going to do longitude. All right, so remember, longitude lines go up and down because they're long, like they're getting stretched out. All right, so that's good as I can get it. All right, so let's go back down here. Let's pick a color. For longitude, I think we should go blue. Okay, so I'm going to make the Earth again. So here's my circle. Oh, I'm doing much better this time. Okay, so we're going to do longitude. All right. So for longitude lines, the line that separates longitude, right, the Earth right down the middle, is called the prime meridian. It's fancy sounding, right? The prime meridian, that's a D. Okay, is the longitude line. Remember, it's right in the middle. So that means that the number associated with this line is going to be a 0, and that's a little degree sign. So the prime meridian is right in the middle, and that's 0. Okay, so then let's change to green. Okay, so what we're going to do is that the lines are going to separate into east and west because it's going down the middle this way. So this side is going to be the eastern hemisphere. This side is going to be the western hemisphere. Okay, so you're going to have different lines going this direction. So the lines, let's say this time they're going to go up and down, right? So we're going to have a lot, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now, the lines of longitude go all the way to 180 degrees. Okay, so it goes from 0 right here, 0 to 180 because it's going all the way around. Remember, this is a circle. This is a globe, right? So the Earth is not flat. It goes around like this, right? So we're doing the same thing on this side. It's going to go 10. Oops, I can't write. Look at that. I just wrote 10 backwards. All right, so it's going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, all the way to 180 degrees. Now, this 180 doesn't stay out here. It curves around the back, right? That's where you're going to find the 180 degrees. Now, the lines look like this. So you'll have one coming down, one coming down, one coming down, right? They're going to come all the way and they're going to be curved as they go around the Earth. So when you see the number, the second number in your coordinates, because the first number is the latitude number, the second number is the longitude number. Let's say you're going to find 50 degrees east. Okay, if you have 50 degrees east, that's going to be at this line in the eastern hemisphere. So that's on this side, right? But you could have 50 degrees west, and that would be this line in this half. The west, the letter tells you whether it's which side of the globe it's going to be on. Is it on the west or is it on the east? All right. So this is the idea here for longitude. Remember, it separates it into east and west on longitude. All right, so this is a basic general idea of what I want you to understand as you're going forward in these with learning latitude and longitude. Now, one more thing I want to talk about. What if you're doing coordinates and they're not even, like they're not 10 or they're not 20, they're in between. What if you get a coordinate, let's put up here, what if you get a coordinate that is like, let's see, where are we right now? This is in the United States. So what if we get a coordinate that is 42 degrees north and let's see, 96 degrees west. Okay, so what we have to do is this 42 is what we have to find first. Okay, so because this is latitude and this is longitude. All right, so there's our coordinates, right? And we have to find them on the map. Okay, so we're going to go find 42 first. So right here, this says 40, right? Then if you look underneath it, this is 30. So that would be like, this would be like 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Get the idea? These lines would continue all the way across. So if I'm looking for 42, this would be 42 right here, and it would kind of go across like this. Okay, now my line is not great, right? But you're getting the idea. Now, let's do a purple line for 96. So I need to find 96. Look, here's 90, right? 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's about 96. If I go up about 96, this would be the line, right? Okay, so what I'm trying to do is I am trying to find what city is where these two lines meet. Now, my lines are not perfect, but what city is right there? Let's erase my line a teeny bit. Uh-oh. Let's erase my line a little bit so we can see the name of the city. What city is underneath that? It's Lincoln. So if somebody told me 42 north, 96 west, that's Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay? So let's go back and we're going to take all of this off so that we can see it. Okay? So let's say that we're going to try to find, let's take off this and we're going to do one more example. Let's see if we can figure out where, let's do Houston. Okay, so here's Houston, right? So this is the dot for Houston right here. So let me get my pen back. We're going to do it in hot pink. Okay, so here's Houston. All right, so let's see if we can figure out exactly where Houston is, right? Okay, so to figure it out, we have to do latitude first. Okay, so remember, lat goes first and longitude goes second. Okay, so I need to find lat is flat. So I'm going to look here first. So Houston, it's closest to this 30-degree line right here. See how the line, I'm going to try to go over the line. See how the line right here kind of runs right above Houston. Now I have to look at this line. What's above this? 40. That means that the numbers are going up towards 40. So if I go under the line, I have to go down, right? So probably, it looks like it's really close to the line. This is probably 1 down. So that's probably 29 degrees, right? And then it says it's north, right? So 29 degrees north. That's where I'm going to start. Now, actually, I'm going to move it so it's not right there in the middle of what we're doing. Okay, so let's fix it. So we're going to go up here and we're going to say it's 29 degrees north. That's our first number. Okay, so here's our dot, and I'm going to switch to yellow. And now we're looking in between this number and this number, because that's where Houston is in between. So it's going this direction and it's getting bigger, right? So I could kind of guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like Houston's about 95 is where that is. Somewhere between 95 and 96, right? Okay, so I would say my guess is going to be 95 because it's 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. Okay, and there's Houston right there. So now my second set of coordinates is going to be 95 degrees, and this says west right here, west. So if I had to find on the map the coordinates for a city, I do latitude first, then longitude. I look at the map. It's going to tell me, what direction is this? The map tells me, is it north? Is it south? Is it east? Is it west? It tells me on the map. Then if there's no in between coordinates, you can guess on your own to figure out where it is. Kind of just do a little guessing game and figure out right there. Well, it's kind of right in the middle, so I bet it's 95. All right. It's just below the line, so it's probably 29. So Houston will be 29 degrees north, 95 degrees west. All right, so what I wanted to do here is just show you some examples of how you're supposed to figure out your latitude and your longitude. So I hope that this helped a little bit, and I want you to practice today by doing the link that I put in the Schoology folder for Thursday, so you can practice doing this, and that way you're going to feel much more confident when you have to do it on a test. If you have questions, as always, email me. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much.